So let's invite Anushka, who is a high school senior from Carmel, Indiana. But her bigger identity is that she has been a face of our OSA next generation, the youth star. So let's invite her to introduce us to the fifth episode.
Thank you so much, Uncle. Namaskar Samasanku. Welcome to our fifth episode of OSA AI Club presented by the Professional Networking Committee of Odisha Society of the Americas. Thank you all so much for being here today, being willing to learn, to join us, give a little bit of time from your weekend. We're so happy that you're here. And for those who are watching this recording, we're sad you couldn't make it, but we hope you learned something. So starting off, we have three different speakers today. The first one being Mr. Swaroop Mishra. Swaroop Mishra is the forefront of shaping the next generation of artificial intelligence, serving as really the core contributor to the Gemini model family, so Google Gemini, including Gemini 1, 2, and 2.5. His work bridges the gap between foundational research and real-world application with a heavy emphasis on instructional tuning, prompt engineering, and advanced reasoning. Beyond his contributions to a large-scale multimodal model, Swaroop Uncle has pioneered influential research recognized by the Allen Institute for AI, including his foundational work on natural instructions. His expertise spans across modeling, infrastructure, and the development of agentic capabilities, the very systems that are redefining how we interact with technology today. We are so incredibly fortunate to have someone whose research directly influences the tools that we use every day to join our AI Club conversation today. So with that, please help me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Swaroop Mishra.
Hi everyone. Very nice introduction, Anushka. And yeah, Jai Jagannath. Nice to meet all of you. Very proud to be here. Very proud Odia. Wherever I go, I like to see more representation from Odisha. So yeah, people should know about our state. People should know about our culture. So yeah, great to be here. I think my first time interacting with any OSA event. So really happy to be part of it. Um, yeah, I see we have quite a bit of audience, and I can go on a lot about like technical stuff, but I don't know if it will really interest everybody. So maybe we can keep it like interactive, and I mean, you can ask any questions, and I can also share my experience, like how is it working in one of the like frontiers of AI. This is like a incredible moment in the history that we are basically producing something super interesting which can change lives, solve a lot of problem, and maybe help us cure some disease which we have not gotten cured till now. So it's like a very interesting time in the history. It's going to be remembered later. So and yeah, I'm very lucky to be part of it. My journey, so I, did my research at Arena Institute of AI, where it's in Seattle. It's founded by the Paul Allen, who was a co-founder of Microsoft. Uh, yeah, so he basically there I wrote this natural instruction paper along with my advisor at ASU, Professor Chitta Baral, who is also an ODIA. And So yeah, we wrote that paper that is that instruction tuning work, and that actually sort of like convert like regular machine learning models to chatbots because machine learning models require training. But if you see the current models, you don't basically have to train. You can just directly ask questions and it answers. So there's a specific technique involved in that. How we empower the regular machine learning models to this kind of chatbots, that is instruction tuning. And actually, this when you're working on it, we didn't anticipate like this amount of it will explode, and all this chatbot when ChatGPT came. Like we are like researchers, like we wrote papers, and we thought, okay, this will bring a new paradigm. But then ChatGPT when happened, and now this agentic AI, everybody is like talking about it. So that's great to see. But I must tell you, when we were working on it in think late 2020, I think, which is 6 years, more than 6 years from before, and people are skeptical, like, will this thing really work? I mean, it appeared like a bit of sci-fi back then. Is it like, oh, I mean, yeah, maybe it's good for movies, like you can ask anything, it can answer, but it is not practical. We still have to train models, but including, yeah, some of this top people are like very skeptical about this, but glad that it worked. And I think in April 2021, I think March April 2021, which is roughly 5 years from now, when we got the results, ourselves were surprised. How can the results be so good when we wrote the paper? So we know that something big is coming, but this is like beyond what we thought. And then I also spent some time at Microsoft Research. Then I joined Google Brain, worked there on Google Deepmind, where we built the AI, the first AI to win this math Olympiad, IMO, International Math Olympiad. We got the silver medal there, the first time an AI winning a medal. So it was like we participated like how anybody participate, as you know, International Math Olympiad has participants from different countries. I think top, I think five, or I don't know, like some amount number of people from every country participate, and they go to International Math Olympiad. So it's like it's supposed to be an elite competition. So we built an AI that actually participated and got silver and got gold next year. So yeah, I was very proud to be part of that. Then I moved to Microsoft AI. I worked on foundation reasoning models, and now back to Google DeepMind. So yeah, that's my journey. I would like to keep it short and like to take any questions, or like I see a lot of young people you might be interested in asking questions, but yeah, feel free to ask me any questions.
Yeah, thank you, Swaroop. We always talk about you. Last time भी जतोले चित्त भाई आस्तेले से तांगा speech रे भी he mentioned about you, that how you have been in that early days of the research, things like that. And back then he was showing the original pieces of the paper जोटा लिखा इतला. He was showing that how passionate they were, but rest of the world was not up to that.
Yeah.
But now everybody, anything we talk about without AI, no meetings start. All the executive board till the war room, production problem, everything is now heavily impacted with AI. Uh,
యోగా చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది మైండ్ ఫ్రీ అవుతుంది మనసు తేలిక అవుతుంది చేసే
I think I will mute you. You can unmute if you have to ask a question. Definitely. Swaroop, thank you so much. कारण ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ହଉଥିଲା ଯେ ସବୁବେଳେ ସ୍ପିକର ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ପାଖରେ enough time ନଥାଏ ପଚାରିବାକୁ. We always run short of time. You have opened it up. So definitely folks should ask questions. ମୁଁ କ'ଣ କରୁଛି ନା କିଛିଟା question ଗଲା ଏଥିରୁ ସବୁ ରହିଯାଇଥିଲା, which I think Swaroop that will be perfect questions for you. Now please be aware that we are not at the forefront, so some of the questions may sound like, oh, this was already answered year back or 2 years back and you're still here. Please have patience. I'm ମାନେ ସେଇ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ catch up କରିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବୁ, but some of the questions ରୁ ମୁଁ ଦେଖୁଛି and ତା ଭିତରେ କିଛି କିଛି question ଯାହା ଆସିବ ମୁଁ ପଚାରିବି ଏଥିରେ. ତ ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଯୋଉଟା ରିପିଟେଡଲି ଆସିଛି ଆମକୁ, ଯେ where should high school and college students more focus on? ଯୋଉମାନେ traditionally computer science, computer engineering ବିଷୟରେ ଭାବୁଥିଲେ, where should they now focus on in terms of education? How relevant is the standard or the traditional computer science, computer engineering curriculum appearing to be?
Great question. I think this is like the most, the one of the hot questions. Everybody, wherever I go, people ask me this question. See, I think it depends on what you do, what you want to do in your career. One is like you want to just use AI, and you want to do well in your domain, like finance or healthcare, or like different domains they are. So there you can be a domain expert, and and then you just learn to use AI, because AI is really good at doing things. That is one kind of career, which is a great career. But if you want to really build AI, which is, by the way, probably few hundred people in the whole earth, are doing it right now, who are like
ସେ ଆଉ
building the
ଅବଶ୍ୟ
function.
ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପିଲାଟା ଓଡିଆ ପିଲାଟା ମାନେ
Well,
ସେଟା ହୋଲ
Hot mic, sorry, not a question.
yeah, so shall I answer in Odia or English is fine? Like, you want me
English
to?
is fine. English is fine. Actually, English would be better କାରଣ ଆମର ବହୁତ ଜଣ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଜେନ୍ କିଡ୍ସ ଆକୁ ଶୁଣୁଥାନ୍ତି. ଯଦିଓ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ମିକ୍ସ ମ୍ୟାଚ୍ କରି କୁହ, that is fine.
Okay, I mean, you don't get a chance to speak in Odia only except when I
That
talk
is
to my
fine.
parents.
Actually, AI ସେଇଟା ବି solve କରିଦେଲାଣି. We can create a caption, right? Translation. That's fine. Either way.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, so the thing is like if you want to really build AI, then you need to know basics. And by basics, it means like understanding like physics, like if I talk about high school, like not directly jumping to how AI works, because if you know how AI works, you can learn it by doing courses and all those things. But if you want to invent how the next AI is going to look like in the next 6 months, 1 year, 5 years from now, we draw a lot of inspiration from nature, you know, as humans. Like I personally draw a lot of inspiration from physics, how nature works, right? And a lot of invention in history has come from, ଆମେ ଦେଖିଲେ ଯେ ଗୋଟେ ପକ୍ଷୀଟେ ଉଡୁଛି, then we have flight aircraft, right? A lot of these things, and even very detailed like optimization algorithms, ଆଣ୍ଟ କଲୋନି ଅପ୍ଟିମାଇଜେସନ ଗୋଟେ ଆଲଗୋରିଦମ ଅଛି ଯୋଉଟାକି ମାନେ ଯେମିତି ପିମ୍ପୁଡ଼ି ମାନେ ଯେମିତି ଯାଆନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଫଲୋ କରିକି ଗୋଟେ ଅପ୍ଟିମାଇଜେସନ ଆଲଗୋରିଦମ ଅଛି। ସୋ ଅଲ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଦିସ୍ ଲଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଦିସ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍ କମ୍ ଫ୍ରମ୍ ନେଚର, and that means understanding physics is super critical if you want to be innovating, if you want to be at the frontier of AI, which I said hardly few hundred people in the world do. So you don't have to do that. But if you want to be in the forefront, you want to build new stuff, then you have to know a lot of this. You have to know physics and chemistry and a lot of this understanding the world stuff, like how intergalactical things can work. So a lot of these things you will get ideas from. So that is critical. But if you want to like say just learn how to use AI, then I mean you can have there are many courses. Um, there are many courses to learn AI, and then there are a lot of like this agentic AI setups you can that can make learning even easier. Actually, you can it can learn in your pace. Like you can ask any questions, it can answer. So I want to encourage people like to use in Gemini or any of these chatbots, this study mode, or like there is like it can actually act as your personal teacher, because many times when we hesitate to ask questions in the class, right? Because teacher might not have time, or what will the teacher think if the question is too silly, all this kinds of thing. But AI, you can ask any question. So use the power of AI. But I still say, like being grounded and learning all the fundamentals and basics is important to be relevant in the long term. You know?
A great response. So what you are saying is that ki physics, chemistry, mathematics, engineering, mechanical part, understand the nature, understand the biology, those are always relevant, because say jo creativeness will always come from human. AI is just a sophisticated calculator or a memorizer which can process that, synthesize that and produce it. So there is absolutely no threat. Mane tamane can we say that market re jo so buzz chalchi je au entry level software engineering job rahibani ye nahi se nahi, those are like to be you have to read between the lines. It's not really, that is no longer a viable career semti nui kichi.
The thing is, it's going to evolve. The jobs are going to evolve, just like it has happened in the history. Amar jebe industrialization asila, when the industrialization came, I mean, a lot of jobs, you can say a lot of jobs were gone, but the new jobs were created, right? ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଆଗରୁ ବହୁତ ମେକାନିକାଲ ବହୁତ ज़्यादा manual କାମ କରୁଥିଲେ, but then when computer came, a lot of things got improved, right? People can do a lot of software work. So ଜବ୍ଟା ସେମିତି ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେବ ହୁଏତ। writing code, ମାନେ just writing simple code will not require as much as human effort where it is right now. But I mean, model will make mistake. ତ ସେଟାକୁ ରିଭ୍ୟୁ କରିବା, କୋଡ୍କୁ ରିଭ୍ୟୁ କରିବା ପାଇଁ, ତାପରେ ହାଉ ଡୁ ୟୁ କମ୍ ଅପ୍ ୱିଥ୍ ଡିଜାଇନ୍ସ, ହାଉ ଟୁ କମ୍ ଅପ୍ ୱିଥ୍ ଆଇଡ଼ିଆସ୍, ହାଇ ଲେଭେଲ୍ ଆର୍କିଟେକ୍ଚର. So that's a different world. It's going to evolve, and I think the curriculums also need to be evolved. I hope universities and all the academic institutes take this seriously. And there was a time where people put programming compulsory in every engineering discipline. Whatever you study, programming is compulsory. So I think they have to do like whatever people study, AI is compulsory, just like programming. They have to learn very early, like in the first semester, maybe in high school. Like a lot of high school kids learn programming, right? So now they have to learn AI. So I hope the curriculum gets adapted to it. Or I think now people can homeschool, people can learn by themselves and all those things. But if you're covered in terms of foundations, then you have this first principle thinking, and then I think you're safe. I don't think any wave can affect you if you have the capability to think from first principles.
Thank you. Okay, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ question ଆମ audience କର ଆସିଛି, what research do these researchers like you do now? Because in 2020 you built GPT, all those things. So is it done yet? Meaning completely done? Then after that, what is the next thing that you are working on? No, what's next?
See, it's all about improving and solving more and more problems, right? When GPT era, like it solves some questions. Like if you ask a simple question, it can answer it. If you write an email, it can write an email. It can generate a poem for you, generate a story for you. So people are like, wow, okay, this can be helpful. Maybe like a, you know, probably a 5 year old, I'd say like a little bit more, maybe, it's a smart kid which can do a lot of things. And now we're at a point like the model is like a maybe a PhD student or like an employee. It can write a lot of code. It can, has a lot of memory, so it can give you a lot of knowledge. But it is not there yet, right? Um, can AI solve cure to cancer? A lot of people are dying out of cancer. Can AI solve the hunger problem? Can AI really, increase the world's, I mean, the GDP? A lot of financial related problems. There are like a lot of unsolved problems there. The thing is, see, I'll explain in simple language. Okay, our humans have limited attention span. In the sense, I mean, at a time we can keep some things in the memory. Our memory is limited. Our when we reason across different stuff, our capability is also limited. We also need to sleep. We have to take rest. We also have to eat. We have a lot of other things as humans, right? But machines actually they don't have to sleep. We can actually just increase the compute by adding more and more machines, and we can actually use human intelligence to build better and better machines to solve human problems, right? What are the like the disease and all these problems in the world, so that imagine like instead of we have to work like so hard in the workplace, if we have to work less, maybe 4 hours a day, or maybe we have to work like 3 days a week or something like that. It's also to improve human productivity. So if you ask anyone, right, who is in this space, they will agree that they are like whatever they could do previously in a week, now they can do it in one day by using AI because it can write code super fast and it can do a lot of things super fast. Now, can we stretch it like from 1 week to one day? Maybe can you stretch 1 month to one day? So there's no end, right? We have to. I mean, the problem in the world doesn't end. So this is not going to stop. So just a step by step, we built a kid back then, like a kid equivalent of AI. Now probably it's a just getting an adult like maybe a student, so you have a long way to go. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next question होची दीटा question को merge करिके कहूची ସେଥିରେ होची by this phase AI has been able to consume all the contents that the entire humanity had created over hundreds of years. से या को नहीं कि AI model गुड़ा सब बनेला यहला and we are amazed by it. But going forward, ଏବେ ଯଦି ସବୁ content ହି ଯାହା create होची ସବୁ AI generated and that is getting fed back, then what is really AI training on? So next over ଯେତେବେଳେ evolve କରିବ, will it be a situation that like a hamster wheel, the same content जोटा human बनेଥିଲେ ताकू emulate करके AI बनेला and that got feedback and next AI is getting trained on that? Are we ever going to see more creative coming out without humans creating the creative content? AI ଯଦି ସେଇ content को churn करथुଅ, how do you think about it will create something new?
See, one is data, right? Okay, data may be a bottleneck. Okay, at some point we are going to. I don't think you are using all the data in the humanity. That is not true. But okay, let's agree that at some point data is going to. We are not going to not going to get as much data as we want, right? But the other thing is the engine. ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ୍ ଦେଉଛି ଆମର ଯେଉଁ ଧରନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ ହେଉଛି IIT JEE ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ ହେଉଛି କି ଆମର ଯେଉଁ ଏମ୍ସ ନିଟ୍ ହେଉଛି କି କିଛି ବି ଯେଉଁ IAS ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ ହେଉଛି ତାର ତ ସିଲାବସ୍ ତ ଫିକ୍ସ syllabus is fixed and probably a lot of students study from the same syllabus, right? But somebody becomes do well, somebody doesn't do well, right? Data is fixed. जो material available ଅଛି internet रे coaching institute रे data is fixed. But how do you extract information from the data? How do you learn it? That is different, right? Did Einstein study something different the other people didn't study? Not really, right? But he became Einstein, right? Or Amarjan Ramanujan Thile. We're really proud of. So thing is data is one thing, but that data is only one axis. even though with small amount of data, you can do a lot of things. That is where the creativity comes in. How do we build the engine? How do we read data? See, this is not search engine. Search engine कौन ना से खाली data को नहीं किसे display करे, right? That is different thing. This is actually an engine that understands things and try to reason about it and try to create new content, right? So then, I mean, like you said, as data doesn't grow, then more and more responsibility for us to build better and better engines. Imagine how powerful, human mind is, that it can comprehend a lot of things, jump around, do a lot of tasks. Models still cannot do that. Models still can generate one token at a time. They cannot jump. So there are a lot of technical problems in building the engine, which I think we can solve. And more than ever, that is why I said we need to study other disciplines, physics, astronomy, and all these other disciplines, maybe psychology, to get ideas and to build the next engine to get rich content from the same data, or not so growing data.
Thank you. I got a question ଅଛି ଆମର ଟିକେ ଲମ୍ବା question ଅଛି. Are there emerging mathematical or computational frameworks that can autonomously generate governing equations directly from observed data, effectively discovering new underlying models without predefined assumptions or rules given?
This is precisely the neural network is. This is exactly what a neural network does, and this is exactly what the AI world is based on. I'll explain in simple language. Okay. କିଛି ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି ଯୋଉଟାକି ଆମେ ରୁଲ୍ରେ ଡିଫାଇନ୍ କରିପାରିବା, ଯାଇକି ଇଫ୍ ୟୁ ସିମ୍ପଲ୍ ଜିନିଷ ଯୋଉଟାକି ଯାହା ପାଇଁ ଆମେ କିଛି ମ୍ୟାଥମେଟିକାଲ୍ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସନ୍ ଲିଖିପାରିବା, ରାଇଟ୍? And there are like logics and mathematical equation equation, but there are a lot of things which we cannot write mathematical equation, or the equation is so complicated, it is very difficult to write it by human hand, like by manually, right? To comprehend. So that is why neural networks got invented, that data ru automatically equation generate habo. From the data we generate the equations automatically, and this is precisely what the person is asking. If you study about neural network, that is how neural networks came into picture. And with more and more advanced algorithms, and all the new engines and architectures, um, that represent very very complicated equations, like very very complicated math equations. So the question is great, and that is what exactly we're doing. Yeah.
Thank you. I got a question. Achi, what are the challenges it poses to the community as such? I think the question is short, but I think it is loaded. Jo threat from the AI controlling everything, or a state player or the government having too much control with the AI. How can it pose any threat to the community or to, I mean, general public?
See, the thing is, like, people have different views on this. My personal opinion is, I because we know how it works and we know what its limitations, what its strength and weakness are. Um, I don't see a real threat. Like, we'll be in control, and I'm pretty, you know, optimistic that like all the policies and all those things are going to be around that direction, so that it doesn't do like how it is shown in movies, right? It's no, I don't believe that's going to happen. But all the guardrails and all those things are in place, and people who are working on this in this area, they have an ethical responsibility, and I think that part is very clear, irrespective of which lab we work on. There are like maybe two or three labs where we are developing these front-end models, but everybody is well aware of the ethical responsibility, and so I don't think anything to worry. But the one thing is, the jobs are going to evolve. What jobs people are doing before, what job they will do, the skills are going to be different. The traditional coding, traditional testing, those tasks not need to be evolved. More like how do we supervise an agent and those kind of stuff. So that part, I think we need to understand and transform our lives and transform our skills to be part of it, rather than worrying about it. I think they'll be fine. I don't think there is any risk, and yeah, it will be well in control. Yeah.
A related follow-up question. Are there certain areas where AI is already shaping or impacting our lives and we don't even know about it?
Yeah, for sure. Like, if you get an email, if you get a message, if you get a DM in Twitter or in LinkedIn, what is the chance that it is written by the person or it is written by AI? Do you think that? And especially when the email is written so nicely, it is like it's a good header, and you start doubting. Is it written by a human? It's written by AI, right?
So should we be aware about, I mean, worried about that?
I think it's I think it's fine as long as you don't do any transaction, don't send money, or like don't do any. I mean, we still have a human to human relation, right? So there are a lot of, maybe there is like more people. Actually, I see that, like, I get a lot of messages, especially in Twitter, and this has increased. I get messages every day. Like, sometime I used to, you know see, because there were like some random high school student from a remote place in Odisha who wants help, right? So I go and help. I like suggest what should they study and all those things. But lately I've been observing there's so many messages which look like too long and too good to be true, right? So bro, AI generated people trying to, contact. So that's happening. So um yeah, anyway, so I think that, but we have to understand that. And the other aspect is people who are working in IT, they will know that how their life have been transformed. That previously how they were working, and now they're like, intentionally or unintentionally, they have been asked to work with AI to increase their productivity, right? So that part has changed. Um, and then out of this, in the image space, right? You can create all this interesting looking, house, or like interesting looking playground, and all kinds of things you can create. So it's like a great for creative people, design people, influencers, and all those things. It's a great career for them. But at the same time, there is also risk of scam. Like, so, it happened, right? Like somebody will show you, oh, this beautiful house in Manhattan, and it's like a very good economical and all those things, but it might not exist. So we have to be aware of all the possible use of AI, and accordingly do still believe in human to human direct interaction. So yeah, I think that is going to be.
I would next close to a recent update ru we hear कि Anthropic has a Mythos as the new model, which they are very worried about because of the beyond human control issues. So there is a question that what is your take on that? How worried or how happy, excited should we be about Mythos?
We should be excited. Not Don't worry about it. Yeah, there are a lot of other things that hype and all the things that happens. Should be excited. I don't think anything to worry about it.
Mm. So, in the mix, one personal question, if you feel like, Swaroop, what have you studied to be here?
Okay, so I am from Bhanjanagar. Anyone Bhanjanagar? It's in
Yay, बहुत
Jam
ଭଲ.
district. Huh?
Oh my
ଭଞ୍ଜନଗର
God.
ଆମ ଓଷା
Of
କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି ଭିତରେ
course.
ଭଞ୍ଜନଗର ସର୍ଟେଜ ନାହିଁ।
Uh, I'm near to
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁର କହିଲେ ଲୋକମାନେ ଜାଣନ୍ତି, ଗଞ୍ଜାମ କହିଲେ ଲୋକମାନେ
Barampur.
ଜାଣନ୍ତି। ହଁ, ତ
Barampur.
ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି
Yeah.
ମୋ ଘର ହଉଛି ଭଞ୍ଜନଗର। ତ ଭଞ୍ଜନଗର ପାଖରେ ଗୋଟେ ଗାଁ ଅଛି ବଡ଼କଦଣ୍ଡା, ସେଇଠି ମୁଁ ପଢୁଥିଲି ଶିଶୁ ମନ୍ଦିରରେ। ଭଞ୍ଜନଗର ଶିଶୁ ମନ୍ଦିର ଅଛି।
Oh
ଆଉ
my God.
ଏବେ ଗୋଟେ ରିସେଣ୍ଟଲି ଗୋଟେ ଭିଡ଼ିଓ ଅଛି, ସେଥିରେ ଏବେ ମୁଁ ଯାଇଥିଲି, ବହୁତ ଦିନ ପରେ ଯାଇଥିଲି ଓଡ଼ିଶା ଭଞ୍ଜନଗର। ତ ସେମାନେ ମୋତେ ଗୋଟେ ବଡ଼ ୱେଲକମ୍ କରିଥିଲେ ସ୍କୁଲରେ, ମାନେ ଡ୍ରମ୍ ଫ୍ରମ୍ ବଜେଇକି। ସେ ଭିଡ଼ିଓଟା ବହୁତ ଭାଇରାଲ ହେଇଥିଲା, ମୁଁ ଏଟା ପଠେଇଦେବି, ଦେଖିବେ। ତ ମୋର ସ୍କୁଲିଂ ହଉଛି ଶିଶୁ ମନ୍ଦିରରେ, ସରସ୍ୱତୀ ଶିଶୁ ବିଦ୍ୟା ମନ୍ଦିର ଭଞ୍ଜନଗର। ଆଉ ସେଇ ବର୍ଷ ମୋର ବେଷ୍ଟ 10 ଥିଲା, ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ବେଷ୍ଟ 10 ଆସୁଥିଲା, ଟପ୍ 10ରେ ଥିଲା। ତ ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ଆସିଲି ବିଜେପି କଲେଜ ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର। ତାପରେ ମୋର ବିଟେକ୍ ହେଲା ସିଲିକନ୍ ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର ପଟିଆରେ। ଆଉ ତାପରେ ମାଷ୍ଟର୍ସ ହେଲା ଆଇଆଇଟି କାନପୁର, କାନପୁର ୟୁପି।
Cannot hear him.
ଜୟ ଭାଇ, ଆମେ ଶୁଣିପାରୁଛୁ, ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ପୁଣି ଥରେ
ହଁ
ରିଜଏନ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ।
କ'ଣ କରିବା ତାହେଲେ?
ପୁଣି ଥରେ ଡ୍ରପ୍ କରିକି ଆଉ ଥରେ ଜଏନ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ। ଆପଣଙ୍କ କଥା ବି ଶୁଭୁଛି ଆମକୁ, ତାଙ୍କ କଥା ବି ଶୁଭିବ, ବୋଧେ ଟେମ୍ପୋରାରୀ ଆଉଟେଜ୍ ଥିବ।
ତାଙ୍କର ଏଥିରେ ଗୋଟେ ହଁ ଓକେ ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି।
ଟିକେ
ମୁଁ
ହୋଲ୍ଡ
ଆଉଥରେ
କରନ୍ତୁ।
କହିଦେବି କି? ଆଉଥରେ
କୁହନ୍ତୁ।
କହିଦେବି କି?
ହଁ ହଁ,
ମୁଁ ଆଉଥରେ କହିଦେବି କି ନା ପୁଣି ରିପିଟ୍ କରିବି ନା?
30 ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଖଣ୍ଡ ପଛରୁ ବୋଧେ ଜୟ ଭାଇ ଶୁଣିପାରିନାହାନ୍ତି। ମାନେ
ହଁ, ତ
ଆପଣ ଏପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ କହିଥିଲେ ଯେ ବିଟେକ୍ ସିଲିକନରେ କଲେ, ତାପରେ ଆଇଆଇଟି କଲେ କାନପୁରରେ। ହଁ
ହଁ, ମୁଁ ଆଇଆଇଟି କାନପୁରରେ ଏମଟେକ୍ କରିଥିଲି। ସେଇଠି ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ କଥା, ସେଇଠି ଯିଏ ମୋର ଆଡଭାଇଜର ସିଏ ବି ଓଡ଼ିଆ। ତାଙ୍କ ନାଁ ହେଉଛନ୍ତି ଲକ୍ଷ୍ମୀଧର ବେହେରା। ତ ସିଏ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟର ଇନ୍ IIT ମଣ୍ଡି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା।
ବାସ୍ ସେତେବେଳେ ସିଏ ମୋର IIT କାନପୁରରେ ପ୍ରଫେସର ଥିଲେ। ଆଉ ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ମ୍ୟାଥୱାର୍କସ୍, ଆପଣ ଯେଉଁ ମ୍ୟାଟଲାବ୍ ଜାଣିଥିବେ, ମ୍ୟାଟଲାବ୍ ସଫ୍ଟୱେର୍, ସେଇଠି ମୁଁ କାମ କରୁଥିଲି 2 ବର୍ଷ। ଆଉ ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀରେ ଥିଲି, ଗୋଟେ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟର ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟ୍ ଅଛି, ଇନଫର୍ମେସନ୍ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଏକାଡେମୀ, which year I was in IIT Kanpur? I was from 2014 to 2016 IIT କାନପୁର ଥିଲି ମୁଁ ସେତେବେଳେ। ତ ତ ସେଇଠି ମୁଁ କାମ କଲି ବର୍ଷେ, ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ଆସିଲି PhD ଚିତ୍ତ ସାରଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କରିବା ପାଇଁ 2019 ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କଲି। 2020ରେ ମୁଁ ଆଲିନ୍ AI ସହିତ କାମ କରିବା ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କଲି, ଆଲିନ୍ ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟ୍ ଫର୍ AI। 2020ରୁ 2022 ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ମୁଁ କୋଲାବରେଟ୍ କରୁଥିଲି। ତାପରେ ମାଇକ୍ରୋସଫ୍ଟ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ, ତାପରେ ମୁଁ 2022 ଏଣ୍ଡରେ ମୋର PhD ସାରିକି 2023 ବିଗିନିଂରେ ମୁଁ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କଲି ଗୁଗଲ ବ୍ରେନ୍ କାଲିଫର୍ଣ୍ଣିଆ। ତ 2023 ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂରୁ, ତାପରେ ସେଇଠୁ ଗୁଗଲ ଡିପମାଇଣ୍ଡ ହେଲା, ତ 2025 ଯାଇଥିଲି ଗୁଗଲ ଡିପମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ। ତାପରେ ସେଇଠୁ ମୁଁ ଯାଇଥିଲି ମାଇକ୍ରୋସଫ୍ଟ AI 2025-2026, ନାଉ ବ୍ୟାକ୍ ଟୁ ଗୁଗଲ ଡିପମାଇଣ୍ଡ अगेन। तो दैट इज अबाउट मी।
ନାଇସ୍।
वी आर ऑल सेटल इन भुवनेश्वर नाउ। मोर पेरेंट्स अछंती भुवनेश्वर रे, तो मु जाए। तो yeah.
ଓକେ, ଅଲରାଇଟ୍। ତ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଏବେ, କ୍ୟାନ୍ वी ହାଇଲାଇଟ୍ ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ अबाउट डिफ्यूजन AI? ତାର ମାନେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ ପର୍ପସ୍ କୋଉଥିରେ ୟୁଜ୍ ହେଉଛି डिफ्यूजन AI ମୋଷ୍ଟଲି?
Very interesting. Diffusion is another very interesting topic. Mane, that is again, see, inspired by physics. I told you, right? You need to learn physics. If you want to invent something new, you need to learn physics, chemistry, and all these things. If you just want to use AI, you don't have to. See, diffusion also another thing. Grammar physics रे ଅଛି diffusion phenomena. तो गोटे हमर जो लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल गोटे लिमिटेशन अछि जे दैट कैन जनरेट वन टोकन एट ए टाइम। बट डिफ्यूजन होछि जे या जे माने से एका संगे बहुत गुडे जिनस जनरेट कर परिबो। तो इट इज एक्चुअली तार बर्तन पॉपुलर अछि इमेज स्पेस रे। तो आमर जो इमेज प्रोसेसिंग अच्छी कंप्यूटर विजन स्पेस रे बहुत पॉपुलर से बहुत माने बहुत भल से चली। टेक्स्ट स्पेस रे हे पारेनी, बट यू नेवर नो, लाइक टेक्स्ट डिवीजन रे स्पेशली कोडिंग स्पेस रे, बिकॉज वी हैव टू जनरेट लॉन्ग लॉन्ग कोड। सो जदि आमे ताकू स्टेप बाय स्टेप जनरेट करिवा ताले तो से ताकू बहुत टाइम लाग जिवो ना। तो हाउ कैन जनरेट एवरीथिंग together? That is like a layman view I'm telling, but there is also a math involved in behind it, like but it's a very interesting topic. Diffusion based array, state space models also are interesting topics as alternative to transformers. So we can go into technical, if you want, but I
I
think
think we
we should.
definitely need a follow-up session, specifically
Yeah.
जो मैंने एथिरे टिके technically focused अछंती, and Ashish Babu is inviting you to the तांका university अच्छी SOA in Bhubaneswar, so maybe you should connect. And then what is the best way to stay connected with you, because you are like such a full of knowledge source जे मते लागो high school ठारू नहीं कि hobbyist पर्यंत समस्त everybody wants to hear more from you.
Anytime, proud Odia. Apanam mate कहले I'll be happy to come and talk, or you can email me. I mean, just know that I get a lot of emails, and even Twitter is probably the best way to reach
Twitter.
out. Twitter
What's your
DM.
Twitter handle?
Swaroop RM7.
Okay.
But please understand that our life is really busy with the AI space. I'll try to get back to you as soon
Sure.
as possible. Just give me some time to respond.
Okay. Few quick questions and then we'll wrap up. When do you think that we can realistically expect AGI?
I will give a vague answer. I cannot give a concrete answer. I think it's at least a couple of years away, at least a few years away. Like, depends on how do you define AGI. I think it's I mean, for example, if you go to this SF parties, right? Like, so basically SF, there are like this AGI clubs. Like, we have like I'm from DeepMind. There are like people from OpenAI, Anthropic. We have a like this party where and so there, if you go, you think that people will say, oh, it's coming next year, or like coming in 2 years. But I would say it's still a few years away. And when it is coming, it's going to be a beautiful moment. It will be a part of the history we'll be all part of. So let's embrace it and get excited about it instead of, getting worried about it.
Very nice. The ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଦିଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଅଛି କ୍ୱିକଲି ଯିବା କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟମ୍ କମ୍ପ୍ୟୁଟିଂ how do you think that quantum coming into AI, how is that going to change?
Very beautiful. Again, you brought this up, I'll tell you. So, more actually ଆଗରୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଥିଲା ଫିଜିକ୍ସରେ ମୁଁ ମାନେ ମୋର ଯେତେବେଳେ ତ ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ଅଲମ୍ପିଆଡ ହୁଏ ତ ଅଲମ୍ପିଆଡ ଥ୍ରୁରେ ମାନେ ୟୁ ଗେଟ୍ ଟୁ ଲର୍ନ ଆବାଉଟ୍ ଆଡଭାନ୍ସ ଫିଜିକ୍ସ କ୍ଲବ୍ ସୋ ଆଇ ୱାଜ୍ ଲକି ଟୁ ବି ପାର୍ଟ ଅଫ୍ ଇଟ୍ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ ବିଜେପି କଲେଜ ଥିଲି +2 ଟାଇମ୍ରେ ତ ସେତେବେଳେ ମୋର ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଯେହେତୁ ଫିଜିକ୍ସରେ ବହୁତ ଯେହେତୁ ମୋର ଫିଜିକ୍ସରେ ବହୁତ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ ବହୁତ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଥିଲା ତ ମୁଁ ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟ୍ ଅଛି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱରରେ ଅଛି ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଫିଜିକ୍ସ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ନା ଆମର ଯେଉଁ ଅଛି ଆମ
Yeah,
ସୈନିକ ସ୍କୁଲ ପାଖରେ
very
ତ
popular.
ସେଇଠି ହଁ ତ ମୋର ଯେ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ମାନେ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଗୋଟେ ଥିଓରି ଥିଲା ଯେ ଆଇ ୱାଣ୍ଟେଡ୍ ଟୁ କମ୍ବାଇନ୍ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଫିଜିକ୍ସ କନସେପ୍ଟ ସେଇଟା ଏବେ ବି ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଦେଖେଇବି କେତେବେଳେ ଯେ କମ୍ବାଇନିଂ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଫିଜିକ୍ସ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଇଣ୍ଟୁ ଏ ସିଙ୍ଗଲ ଫିଜିକ୍ସ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଆଉ ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ସେଇଟା ଥିଓରି ଅଫ୍ ଏଭ୍ରିଥିଙ୍ଗ ବୋଲି କହୁଥିଲି ତ ଆମର ଯିଏ ଥିଲେ ସିଲିକନର ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟର ଅଶୋକ ତ୍ରିପାଠୀ ଇଜ ଏ ଭେରି ସେ ସିପିଆଇର ଏଗେନ୍ ଏ ପ୍ରାଉଡ୍ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ସିଏ ଆମର ସିପିଆଇ ଯେଉଁ ଅଛି ସେଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଲ ପାୱାର ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟ୍ ତାର ସେ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟର ଥିଲେ ତ ହି ଗେଟ୍ ମି into this Institute of Physics director ki you can go and access the libraries and study about physics. So ମୁଁ ସେଇଟା I went there and studied it. And then ତାପରେ ମୋର ଏଥିରେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଆସିଲା ଯେ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟମ୍ ସେଇ ଟାଇମ୍ରେ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟମ୍ ମେକାନିକ୍ସରେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଆସିଲା ଆଣ୍ଡ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟମ୍ ଫିଲ୍ଡ ଥିଓରି ରିଲେଟିଭିଟି ଆଣ୍ଡ ଅଲ୍ ଦୋଜ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍ there is another research institute in India, Harishchandra Research Institute, जोटा कि अच्छी हमारे अलाहाबाद रे प्रयागराज रे तो सेठी स्ट्रिंग थ्योरी पे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग काम हुए से क्वांटम कंप्यूटिंग स्ट्रिंग थ्योरी बहुत बढ़िया काम हुए तो आई वेंट देयर फॉर फ्यू मंथ्स एंड अदर ओडिया हु हेल्प मी सच्चिदानंद नायक प्रोफेसर सच्चिदानंद नायक से रिटायर्ड हो गए बट से ओडिया थे से बहुत हेल्प करते मते ही वाज माय एडवाइजर Ashok Sen, one of the pioneering physicists, जे कि तांको कि he got like all these popular medals, राजेश गोप कुमार like बहुत हमर इंडिया रे भल भल फिजिक्स से माने सेठी अछंती बहुत बढ़िया बढ़िया रिसर्च हुए सेठी तो सेठी तो why I'm telling is this is also very close to my heart quantum computing has been like ମାନେ promise so କରୁଛି but ମାନେ it has not still delivered until now so we don't know actually how long it will take like people are writing papers see the same thing happened with AI right AI ରେ ଆମର 90s ରୁ ମାନେ promise ଥିଲା ଯେ back progression ଆସିଲା ଯେ ଆସିବ ଆସିବ but it took some time right it took some time until it really came and changed our lives so I think quantum ରେ time ଲାଗିବ but again when quantum comes it will be a different world imagine quantum plus AI it will be like crazy so that is going to come, but I don't know when. Yeah, I have some great friends working in quantum computing. A lot of great minds working in quantum computing. But I think there are like still few years away from doing something.
Great, thank you. ଆମେ ଟିକେ ଟାଇମ୍ ରୁ ଓଭର ହେଇଗଲେ ଟିକେ କିନ୍ତୁ ବଟ୍ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ମୋତେ ଲାଗୁଛି ସ୍ୱରୂପ ୟୁ ହ୍ୟାଭ୍ ଟୁ କମ୍ ଟୁ ଆନାଦର ୟେଟ୍ ଆନାଦର ସେସନ୍ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଅମେଜିଂ ମାନେ ଦି ୱେ ସିମ୍ପ୍ଲିଫାଏ କରିକି ଏତେ ବଢ଼ିଆ କି ବୁଝାଉଛ ଯେ ବଢ଼ିଆ ଲାଗୁଛି ମାନେ ଯେଉଁମାନେ ନନ୍ ଟେକ୍ନିକାଲ ହେଇଥିଲେ ବି ଆମେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛୁ ସବୁ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ଗୁଡ଼ା ଏଇଟା କ'ଣ ହେଉଛି କେମିତି ଯାଉଛି ଅନଫର୍ଚୁନେଟଲି ବହୁତ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଆସୁଥିଲେ ବି ୱି ୱିଲ୍ କିପ୍ ଇଟ୍ ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ ସଙ୍ଗେ ତ ସ୍ୱରୂପ ସହିତ ଡିରେକ୍ଟଲି ଆପଣ ଟ୍ୱିଟରରେ ମେସେଜ୍ କରିବେ ସ୍ୱରୂପ ଉଡ୍ ଆପ୍ରିସିଏଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଆଉ ସ୍ୱରୂପକୁ ଆମେ ଆଉ ଥରେ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ଇନଭାଇଟ୍ କରିବୁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ upcoming session ne thank you so much Swaroop for your time
ट्विटर हैंडल गुड सर कह दियंतु
ମୁଁ ପଠେଇଥିଲି ଆଉ ଥରେ ପଠଉଛି ସ୍ୱରୂପ RM7
I will say just post the LinkedIn ID also, so it will be easier for all.
okay I will post it as a follow up email जो ସବୁଥିରେ ଦିଏ ଗୋଟେ follow up email ରେ ମୁଁ ସବୁ ଏଟେ details ଦେଇଦେବି so you will not miss out anything Swaroop thank you again so much for coming ଆଉ ଆମେ ମାନେ ଆଜି ଇନଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟ ଯେଉଁ AGI କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥିଲା ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଏ ଗ୍ରେଟ୍ କ୍ୟୁ କାରଣ ଆମେ AGI ବିଷୟରେ ଆଜି କଥା ହେବା ଯେ ୱାଇ AGI ସଚ୍ ଏ ବିଗ୍ ଚ୍ୟାଲେଞ୍ଜ ଯେଉଁଟାକୁ କି ମାନେ वी आर स्टिल सेइंग कि वी आर नॉट देयर କାହିଁକି ଏଟା ଚ୍ୟାଲେଞ୍ଜିଂ ସେଇଟା ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ସେଇଥିରୁ thank you so much Swaroop you can hang on to listen to the next topics next hands on if you would but we know कि you are a very busy person and Bay Area ରେ ଥାଇ ବି ଏତେ ସକାଳୁ ଉଠିକି ଆମ ପାଇଁ କନେକ୍ଟ କଲେ so thank you so much Anushka to the next section
Thank you very much. Jai Jagannath.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. With that, we're going to be moving on to our next speaker, Mr. Satyabrata Pradhan, who is an automotive engineer at General Motors with 15 plus years of experience in software-defined vehicles, cybersecurity, and validation. He is very passionate about AI innovation and building future-ready mobility systems. He is a mentor and also content creator who helps professionals grow their personal brand, think bigger, and turn ideas into impact through simple, powerful storytelling. And he is also a volunteer here at OSA and very involved with our OSA AI Club. So with that, Mr. Pradhan, go ahead and take it away.
Yep. Just a minute. Let me start my screen. I will try to make sure we meet the like I try to cover it as soon as possible. So okay, let me say. Okay, so basically, I'm going to talk about how in last few decades the automotive industry has been evaluation theory. I know everybody has it. Like we have gone through Darwin's evaluation theory. We know how this we could keep on telling we started from monkeys to now we are a human being. The same thing has been happened through the automotive industry also. If you go back to few years back from here, maybe let me put it in a yeah, hopefully you guys can see my screen properly. If you remember, 30 years back, we have in India, we have the ambassador cars, and everybody liked that car. But eventually, in here in US, if you see the ambassador, not the ambassador cars, but the Ford Model T or any of the older cars, they started with the mechanical things. Let's go and talk. Like, okay, so currently the car, whatever you are seeing, it has a lot of the software and it has more than even a commercial jet. Also, we have 100 million plus lines of code, as well as thousands of semiconductor chips in a high-end EV, as well as if you see this 40 plus electronics control units. These are the like a heart or brain of each of the vehicles right now. That is how the cars currently we have like all the automotive vehicles you see, those are the ones we have right now. There are three eras. Why I'm telling three eras? Because if you go back to like earlier stages of the vehicle design, you will see this all that has been like purely mechanical vehicles. Like you will have a engine, you will have gears. If you remember, we used to have the shifter key or the like shift key where you can change the gears. Then most of them, if there is a issue happens, you can fix them with a wrench. Then from certain point like 2000s to 2025 or currently, if you see, actually most of the vehicles also fall under this era 2, where we talk about software defined vehicles. We started changing the different parts of the vehicle, like instead of speedometer. If you see, if you remember, go back to 20 years back, the speedometer was like it just have a numbers, like it keep on rotating the numbers and like how much you go miles, how much miles it goes. So you like, okay, we are on 100,000 miles. But now if you go back and look at your dashboard or your instrumented panel cluster, you will see there are only like you can see the numbers, the digital numbers it is showing. So that is how the software defined vehicle comes into the picture. The code begins to like through the software code you started changing those behaviors. You can get all the information from your vehicle through a display board. Then now we are coming into the AI driven vehicles, which actually, if you go back this January onwards, it started actually law when the AI coming into the picture. Now in last CES, the Consumer Electronics Society conference, which happened in January of 2026, they all of the manufacturer, all of the chief designer, or all of the, like I will say, the OEMs, they move towards this AI driven vehicle. So like the vehicle can all like predict, decide, it's on its own. There is a central processing unit or a big central zone architecture which will be doing a lot of the work. It will getting the inputs from different lidars, cameras, and everything, and it will be doing everything. So basically, instead of having a hardware or more ECUs, we are reducing the number of ECUs, and everything is going towards the artificial intelligence will be driving everything. Like now I'm going to talk about how this mechanical era came. Like it was back in the days, the same thing. Ambassador car. If you go back to the ambassador car, you can see like how the engine used to make the noises. You can feel them and fix it with a wrench. And just a evaluation of those vehicles. Like 1886, the Bench patented the motor wagon. It was the first true mobile which has three wheels, first single cylinder engine, top speed was like 10 miles per hour. Then on 1908, Ford, one of the big motor companies, OEMs, they started the Model T, and this is a big production happened, like 15 millions over 2 decades it happened, and it was a household vehicle for almost every people that time. Then 1966, where the Toyota Corolla came into the picture, I think you guys all know how Toyota designed their own engines and everything. So reliability engine at the scales, and it was the currently also, if you see, there is a best selling vehicle in automotive industry right now. We are over 50 million plus units sold globally. But back it was kindly I will say, it has lot of stronger materials and everything. Now, from 2000 to 2002, where the software came into the picture, this is the era I will say, like I put it as like the software-defined vehicles era, because this is where the software took place of almost all the mechanical engines. Like if we need a brake control module, you can write few thousands lines of code, and your brake can be controlled through those codes. You just have to press a little bit on the brake pedal, but everything is getting controlled how. And this is also the era where, if you remember, we brought up with I'll say the cruise control, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, all those features into to make our driving smoother. Then this is where the hardware vehicle becomes a platform. It was a hardware dependent. If you see the mechanical, from the mechanical side, you have to go to the factory to fix it. You have to upgrade. If you need to upgrade, you may have to like buy a new vehicle instead of going to the dealership. You have, and the capability also degrades over time. But when you move to the software defined vehicles, you can get the features activated remotely. Like if you like till recently, I think there was few features like Tesla has a feature, like if you want to have the autopilot, their full FSD, the full self-driving mode, you can just like subscribe it, and then over the time it updates, and whenever there is an update, it automatically rolls to your vehicle Tesla, and then it's kind of a continuous improving. Every time it can continuously improving, and you get newest and uh, newest features, whatever it is, fixed features available. And the capability also grows after the purchase. You don't need to go to the dealership. If you have the subscription options, or some of the over the air options, they update automatically. If there is an issue with your instrumented panel cluster and there is an update available, they update it over the like immediately. You don't have to go to the dealership. And so you can see, like if there is only one platform which has many different variants, like I gave an example of the Tesla FSD. Tesla, if you go for the base model and you don't subscribe for the FSD, but at some point I need the FSD, you can go ahead and subscribe, which you will have the Tesla full FSD features available to you. So you don't need to go and buy a new car. You can just go ahead and update in the same platform. Uh, Again, the same thing. I put this slide because I just want to give an example of the smartphone, but it's a smartphone but with the wheels. We go back to the 90s or to early 2000s in India. We have a Nokia phone, which is hard. It's a good one. You can break your like you can break a coconut with a Nokia phone, but if you see, they did not update. They did not update their software, so they did not move the way the Apple and Google Android automotive Android smartphones started moving. The same thing is I just want to like currently the hardware is kind of a limited. We just have one central chip which has everything, but the software defined vehicles, it's the same thing. Like okay, so I'll tell this. The smartphone is like a pocket device, but it has a central chip and a touch screen. In the software-defined vehicles also, we just having a central compute unit, which is like we call it a brain of the vehicle, but it has other features associated with that. But you control everything through that central computing unit. For different OEMs, it has a different name. We call it central computing unit. Some of the OEMs, they call it a zonal engineering or zonal architecture. Then the software, again, it's the same thing. You have Android OS or the Apple Apple, Apple OS, all those things. Then there is a vehicle OS which also defines how the car drives, charges, or responds. Basically, it's developed through the Linux RTOS. Now Google Automotive OS also coming into the picture, where it is safe. It's coming into the picture and doing the some of the softwares. Updates, like the same way how the smartphone can update overnight if you have a fix, like my phone, my Apple phone just got updated to the recent Apple 26.4 OS. The same way, if there is any updates coming to the software defined vehicles, they can update when you are parked in a garage or driveway. The ecosystem, the app store can extend functionality long after the purchase. If you want to download some features in your smartphone, you can do that. The same way, nowadays the vehicles are coming with the features, like if you want to have navigation, you have entertainment, you have productivity. Like I can give an example of in winter in US, like somebody wants to have your heated car seat and heated steering wheels. You can available, like you can get that subscription for the winter months. When it goes to the summer months, you can change it to, okay, I need a climatic cool climate control car seat. You can do all those changes through the app now. Life cycle value, it gets smarter over time, the same way like you got into different apps. The same thing is happening with your vehicle also. Like if you want whatever the features you want to have in your vehicle, like I mentioned, the FSD, Tesla FSD, or any in GM we have, it's called a Super Cruise. You can keep on adding those subscriptions and it gets smarter, like the way it also records your how you are driving, and it behaves the same way. The key takeaway here is the car is no longer a product which you buy once. It is a platform which is evolving with you also. The way the newer codes are coming or the new features are coming, you can get update to those features also without buying a new vehicle. Like who are building the software defined vehicles? Like I mentioned, the Tesla. I think most of the people know this is a category. This the trend. It set the trend with full FSD, which is the full self-driving car. It's a unique on its way. Now BMW, Mercedes-Benz are integrating with the different chip makers to bring their premium features into the premium features, like the label to assistant is also there. Hyundai, Kia are also bringing some of the things. Then recently, if you guys might have heard, Rivian and Volkswagen merged to develop their it's called zonal architecture with new high-end chips, which will be bringing like this software defined will be coming into like I'll say like it's bringing more of the information and more of the features to the consumer. Now coming to the AI driven era. This is where your vehicle now will predict the outcome, and it will make decision. I'll give an example of Waymo. I think most of the people you might have heard, this is a self-driving car which is currently running across San Francisco, then LA, then New York. Also, they started recently. There are a few other regions they're starting it. This is I can give on my personal experience. So we were in San Francisco last December. We are in a Waymo vehicle, and it went to a full stop. There was a lot of the traffic ahead, because it didn't want to block the uh, behind car which was behind us. It didn't want to block them. It went to take a 360 turn to come back, and it somehow it predicted that if I come at this time, there will be less traffic. So it did all the way. If it was a human driver, I will not say we do that one. We'll be like, okay, let's go and merge into the traffic. We don't want to really take your time. But because it was the code was totally on AI driven, it predicted, okay, if I come back on these things, it kind of like perceived, okay, what I need to do. So it predicted you have go back go to the same place. I have to like take a 360-degree turn so I can come back to the same place, but there will be less time, like less traffic blocks. That is what it did. So what it is doing in the AI era is sensing. It is sensing what with a lot of cameras, radars, lidars. It is building a real-time 3D image of the vehicle surrounding. If you are in any of the Waymo vehicles, you can see it shows you everything. It gives you the like whatever the vehicles are going in front of you, it can make the 3D image of that. If there is a pedestrian, it looks into those anything. It even there is we saw it's like it is showing us the bridge, the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. Also, it is on top of us. Then it has a vast number of data, like the big data model and deep learning models, which classify the objects, predicts, and then evaluate the driving scenarios. That is what I was giving the real-time example. And it measures all the safety and like safety of the vehicle, safety of the everything. Then it controls. The system translates the decision into steering, throttle, and brake commands, smooth, precise, kind of like we are moving into predictive driving now. Then this is what where are the few frontiers are there. Waymo is the, like I mentioned, Waymo is the this already has 50 million plus AI driven like miles, I will say, driverless AI driven miles. Then Mercedes-Benz, if you recently in January, they are merging with the NVIDIA to build this level 3 and level 4 autonomous vehicles. Mercedes-Benz already have a level 3 certified production. And like I mentioned, Tesla, they already started doing that too. And recent years, the Tesla started driving almost like they have a driver sitting on the vehicle, but they also asking the drivers to not to touch the steering wheels, and they're almost 1 billion miles already. They already have. In China, they already have like this BYD, Neo, and Xpeng has been developing all those AI-driven vehicles actually. I think Neo has a like 5 minutes battery swap, which is like a biggest thing. You have to bring it to like, because it's a electric vehicle, you just have to bring it to a dealership or somewhere where they just immediately within 5 minutes they replace your fully charged by a battery, and you just go from there. This is all about this, how this AI is coming into the picture for the like AI driven vehicles will look like. Like a small like if I have to go conclude here, this is how this 140 years looks like. We started with mechanical, we're moving into software defined, now we are moving into AI. I know somebody asked about this in the previous session, like quantum. There is a chance this in futures you will be seeing AI and quantum will be coming into the picture also for the vehicles also. Yeah, so this is what all about how this automotive and AI is shaping the automotive industry. Thank you. Is there any questions,
Yes,
Utkal bhai?
Great, Satya. And that was a great presentation. So this is definitely an interesting area. जो थे हमने बेसी विषय जानी ने. But yeah, so the question is that why do you think Tesla versus GM? Since we are close to GM, tell why Tesla is ahead on the software-driven or AI-driven cars
So
compared to it.
yeah, so if you see, Tesla started solely as a software vehicle. They did not go to like for them it was like they want to disrupt the software industry or the automotive industry, just staying on the software driven vehicles or the EVs. But GM, it was basically, or GM, Ford or Chrysler, they're all like traditional vehicles. They build the traditional vehicles. So now, if you see, I can talk about that is what the way they started, and then when GM moved into the EV, like recently we sold more of the EVs, I'll say, compared to like last quarter on like 2023, sorry, 2025 is the one when GM even overtook Tesla to sell more number of EVs. And is again like, because we started on smaller like not smaller, like we were focused on the ICE vehicles, and EVs was the second priority for GM. And that is where we lagged. But now we are coming to the way where we are doing all this. Like GM has a super cruise also, which is also unique to like you say, similar to the FSD, and a lot of the people are like, if you go and review, there are a lot of people who are liking those super cruise compared to the Tesla's autopilot also.
Okay. Satyavrata, one more question, two more questions. So
Yeah.
first question is that when do you think we can get to level 5 automation, particularly keeping in mind government regulation hindrance or adoption rate? When do you think we can get that?
If we ask me, I still feel it is we're still 5 years behind on that one. Like frankly speaking, because we see there are like with level 3 also. Level 3 is the one currently with Tesla and Mercedes-Benz working on, but still we see there are some issues happening with like the pedestrian. I think recently Tesla got into issue where they're stuck into a pedestrian. So I think next 2 to 3 years will be the way when AI comes into the picture, and if 5 years from now, if quantum computing can come into the picture, there is a chance this level 5 or level 4 and level 5 can be achieved.
Great. Okay. Next question, Huchi. For high schoolers, are there some resources, anything you can suggest them where they can read about automotive work with AI?
Uh, Automotive work with AI is the same thing. So currently, what automotive industry is doing is whatever the repetitive work was happening last few years, we're trying to put that into AI. Like I can give an classic example. So
Right.
we
The question is that are there any resources that the school
resources,
kids
yeah.
can?
So for that, you can look into Society of Automotive Engineers. There is a SAE.com. You can look into that. Then there is IEEE also has so many research papers where we talk about automotive and AI also.
Okay. I'll type that answer.
Yeah.
While vehicles or EVs are available with many features automation today, they are also getting outdated pretty fast. How can someone buy a vehicle that stands the test of time?
So that is what this software defined and AI defined vehicles come into the picture. The software defined, like it's continuously upgrading itself. So you don't have to go and buy a particular. You are not going to buy a particular feature. You are going to subscribe for that feature, and you will be getting those features. Like whatever the new features comes into the market, you can just subscribe for that one and get into your vehicle. That is how it's changing now.
Great. Um, can automation only be implemented on electric vehicle or can it be on the ICE also?
It's already on everything. So I will say like GM already like for few years we are thinking of going to ICE like electrical vehicles, electric EVs, but we also have like a spare like a two like what is it called, we have two lines of production where we like not two more lines of production. Like if you see GM have Chevy Corvette which is still on ice. Then we have big pickup trucks like Silverado and Yukons. All those are still on ice also, where we have adding new and new features every time. So SDV is part of both EV and ice also.
Right. All right. I think those were the list of questions. Thank you so much, Satyabrata. As always, you have been truly instrumental towards this foundation of this particular club and how we are preparing content. So today you presented a nice niche topic from your industry and gave us some idea into how automotive industry is getting help. Right. Thank you so much. Any other follow-up questions? We'll take it later. And now I will invite Anushka to move us forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Satyabrata uncle. From that, we're going to move on to our hands-on session, which is going to be directed by Mr. Amit Kumar Nayak, who is a senior director at Prodapt. He is currently working on the implementation of AI at an enterprise level and is a great enthusiast of learning and teaching. He is also a very important member of our OSA community here and with our OSA AI Club, and has been very supportive in the development of this program. And with that, I would like to invite him to carry on our hands-on session. So,
Anushka,
go ahead.
may I just take like couple minutes of detour? We
Yeah,
have also another preview before Amit takes up the hands-on. Just wanted to give you a little bit preview that we have a future panel speaker, Vikram Samal. So I want to invite him to give a preview of what he is working into, and he has an interesting, offer that OSA community at large can take advantage of. So may I take a couple minutes of detour and have Vikram speak few words?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I'm at my daughter's swimming class, so I was not prepared for this. But ମୁଁ ବିକ୍ରମ ମୁଁ cadence design system ରେ କାମ କରେ hopefully ମୋତେ ଶୁଣି ପାରୁଛନ୍ତି।
Yes.
ହଁ
Yeah.
ତ ମୁଁ cadence design system ରେ ଆମର technology wing ର generative AI and solutioning ଟାକୁ lead କରୁଛି ଏବେ। So the goal here is that we are actually taking a very different approach. We are actually one of the few companies that we are implementing humans versus AI. So Workday रे हमें actually AI को onboard କରୁଛୁ so that कि सब team मान को कौन करा हबो ना दिया हबो कि how many people you want as AI agents, and we will bill them, and that would be your operational expense. So the way we are looking at that, AI agents are like human workers. That gives a perspective that ki in the future what is coming is ki eventually ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ metrics build କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛୁ ଯୋଉଠି କି ଆମେ ଦେଖିବୁ କି actually କେତେଟା AI agent କେତେଟା human କୁ replace କରୁଛନ୍ତି। So that's where we are starting. We are but way ahead in our curve. This is something that new happened because we were struggling that how to measure the what actually the implication of AI and how much operational expense and capital expense we are saving. So this is the way we are doing it. But other than that, we are a AI powerhouse. We have a lot of data center. We have a lot of use case around the data center, chip building, software making, and other type of things. We have our own models, which is based out of Llama or some open source model, but we fine train them for our purpose. Then we use them for any intellectual property, which is we are building so that the data remains in our LLM and nothing used for any one external training. That is one aspect. Second aspect, ଆମେ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡ଼ା ମାନେ ଅଲଗା ଟୁଲ ବି adopt କରିଦେଇଛୁ ମାନେ ଯେମିତି କି out of 13,000 employee ଆମେ we have around 8,000 GitHub Copilot license, 5,000 Claude Co-work license. So Cadence ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ different company. Cadence ରେ 85% होचंती workforce होचंती engineer. Yeah, I think there is some question. I'll come to that. So 85% होचंती engineer. जेहेतु 85% engineer, तो ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମର adoption ଟା ବହୁତ actually faster. ଆଉ ଆମେ ବହୁତ stress ରେ ବି ରହୁଛୁ. The reason is କି the engineers are coming up with newer ideas, and at times we are also feeling like pressure that ki ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କୁ justice କରିପାରୁଛୁ କି ନାହିଁ. Maybe I can have a complete separate session how these use cases and what are the different layers of use case we are doing, because how much in the R&D side, how much in the technology side, our human resource side, GNA side, ସେଗୁଡ଼ାର ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ପରେ ଇଏ କରିବି. But more or less, this is what I do. And right now, as Utpal Rai କହିଲେ कि ମୋ ପାଖରେ actually 10ଟା intern position ଅଛି, ଯୋଉଟା କି ମୁଁ ମାନେ ଇଏ କରୁଛୁ, ଆମେ ହାୟର କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛୁ। ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି ଯଦି କେହି କାହାର ରେଫରେନ୍ସ ବା କାହାକୁ କିଛି ଦରକାର ତ ପ୍ଲିଜ କରନ୍ତୁ, ରିଚ୍ ଆଉଟ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ। that 10 can become 15 also. So ଆମେ ବହୁତ aggressively ସେଟା ପରସ୍ୟୁ କରୁଛୁ, କାରଣ ଆମ ୟୁଜ୍ କେସ୍ ଗୁଡାକୁ ଆମେ ଡେଲିଭର କରିପାରୁନୁ। ଆଉ ଆମେ ସେଇ ମୋମେଣ୍ଟରେ ଅଛୁ କି ଆମେ ଜାଣିନୁ କି ଆମେ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ନୂଆ ରିସୋର୍ସ ହାୟର କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛୁ କି ନାହିଁ। এটা মানে ସବୁ ମାନେ most of the place ସବୁଠି ସେଇ situation ସେଥିପାଇଁ 6 ରୁ 9 ମାସର internship position ଗୁଡା ରହିବ so this is a cadence primarily headquarters is in San Jose but in US we have around 6 to 7 offices and so I can give you those lists.
ତ ଏଥିରେ ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ କ'ଣ ଦରକାର ଏଇ ଇଣ୍ଟର୍ନସିପ୍ ପାଇଁ ଆପ୍ଲାଏ କରିବାକୁ and
So ମାନେ ମିନିମମ୍ ତ ଜେନେରେଟିଭ ଏଆଇ ରେ ଟିକେ ଭଲ ହ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡସମ୍ ଦରକାର କାହିଁକି ନା ଇଣ୍ଟର୍ନସିପ୍ ଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟେସନ ଏୟା ରହିବ କି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ଡିରେକ୍ଟଲି ୟୁଜ୍ କେସ୍ରେ ଇମ୍ପ୍ଲିମେଣ୍ଟ କରେଇବୁ ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଓନରସିପ୍ ଦବୁ ସେଠି ସେମାନେ ୟୁଜ୍ କେସ୍ ଗୁଡାକୁ ହ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡେଲ କରିପାରିବେ there would be a Gen AI architectural team ଯୋଉମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ କାମ କରିବେ. The good part of this internship is after this 6 to 9 months, and so that's why we want to keep it for 6 to 9 months because we want them to learn and we want to be them have a proper ownership of what use case they are handling. And the thought process, what we are saying and what we are thinking, after 17 or 18 years of experience, what I knew and what the intern knows, there is not a huge difference other than the time-tested experience what I might have gained. But in terms of knowledge, now we are in the same level because prompt engineering is helping you to get all the answers. So rather, at times they will also get some better ideas, better things. The knowledge which was previously acquired and earned, now it is just a prompt away. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଆମେ intern ମାନଙ୍କୁ treat କରୁଛୁ. We are paying really good also. And intern ମାନଙ୍କୁ treat କରୁଛୁ as if ଯେମିତି ସେମାନେ full time developers and ତାଙ୍କୁ directly use case ଗୁଡା ଦଉଛୁ.
so Vikram, what's the location?
San Jose ହେଉଛି primary ସେଟା ହେଲେ ଟିକେ better. ଆଉ relocation ବି ଆମେ handle କରିପାରିବୁ କିଛି aspect ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ but otherwise ଯଦି କିଛି ଅଲଗା constraint ଅଛି ଆମେ କରିପାରିବୁ.
Okay, thank you. ଆଉ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ contact କେମିତି କରିବୁ?
ମୁଁ LinkedIn ରେ connect କରିଦେଇପାରିବେ ନହେଲେ ମୋର first name last name @gmail.com ରେ କରିଦେବେ email କରିଦେବେ ଉତ୍କଳ ଭାଇ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମୋ details
Okay, I will put it to the larger OSA community because many of the parents are reaching out looking for these kind of opportunities. This will be great.
ଟିକେ ଖାଲି ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କି ମାନେ ଏମିତି ନ ହଉ କି just eventually it has to be a process. So ମାନେ ମୁଁ I would be in the panel for a larger thing, but to make it fair, also I try to give it to some other boards so that they also take the interviews and other type of things. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay,
yep.
We'll do that.
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much,
yep.
Vikram.
Thank you.
We'll let you go back to your daughter's class, but thank you for hearing to us. And now I think Amit, sorry you had to wait a little bit, but now it's your show time.
No problem. ठीक ଅଛି. Okay, Jai Jagannath. So let's start. Okay, I will share my screen. ମତେ ଟିକେ କହିବେ ଯଦି ଦେଖା ହଉଛି ନା ନାହିଁ. Okay.
ଏପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ତ ଦେଖାଉନି. ଏବେ ଦେଖାଉଛି. We can see your desktop.
Fine. Okay. So I think many have left, but still we have something. So, okay. So, ajiro jo topic ta hela amara little bit different, right? So, it's a game again. That how we are developing game to understand AI and apply AI. So that's where we are coming. Okay. So there is a recent development happened. So this is very recent. If you can see that this paper has come. ARC AIG 3 new challenges on. This is on 22nd April, but there was some discussion started from March 1st onwards. So this is where our discussion is all around today. So it's a very new topic, fresh topic, but there is a perspective is there for the future. Okay. I was very curiously looking to what Swaroop was telling that other panels are asking questions that what is exactly happening in the autonomous industry, what is going to be the future. There are a lot of things. So this is one more step towards that thinking. So when we are saying that today we are AI, so there is something in between. Somebody is coming and saying that AGI. So there is a G is coming in between. So that is called artificial general intelligence. So there is a history is there. What is artificial general intelligence? So you see a baby sitting in front of you, and when you are dropping a ball or you are throwing a ball to him, you will see a response immediately. So that is something is built into his mind, built into his body. So that what we are trying to mimic here nowadays. So that's where the general intelligence is coming to the picture. So we'll discuss that part. So let's do a small game for which we are today discussing all the thought process and where we are engaging ourselves. So this is a very interesting game. It's called ARC AGI 3, which I played myself. Then I give it to my son who is in class 7. So it's a very interesting thing. What is saying that it has to complete 7 levels and within 776. So that's how the human play and they can do that. Okay. So if I'll go here and I encourage all of you to play at home. It's very easy, but there is a message there. So if I want to play this game, so what should I do? So I started a game. So I'm just going here. There is nothing is happening. So I'm just struggling. What exactly to do? Okay. So why it's not working? So what is happening? So I just let it load. Okay, fine. So what are you going to do? So let's say it's going. So what I'm thinking, okay, I'll go there. No. Okay, so I'll go here. What exactly I'm thinking? Okay, let me put it. Oh, so this changes. So the direction of these two is fine. So then I'll go up, then do. We finish the game. So level 1 is finished. So I think some 7 steps I did it to make that. So there is some labels are there. You can do that. So this is basically a visual representation. I played. Earlier I did not play. So when I tried that time also I did not play. So once I did that, so what is happening? I see this visual clue and I started playing. And I find out that, see, this direction is that, this direction is that. So both are not aligned. What should we do to make that align and work it? So that's how it is getting played. So our computer industry is very familiar to the gamification. What Swaroop was telling, the DeepMind is built on the games. So that organization itself is built on the game. So they are still making games, and Hasabi is still doing that games to teach algorithms, teach machines to do that. So now, what is happening? So today, when our AI is coming, so we are seeing that how efficient are those AIs. So this ARC AGI is one of that benchmark to see that how AI is getting improvised and moving towards the AGI, artificial general intelligence. So let's do a small thought-provoking discussion here. So we say that I am doing math good. Okay, so I remember a plus b is whole square, a square b square plus 2ab, which I studied some x years ago. Okay, still I remember. But there is a way also to remember how a square plus b square plus 2ab can give you a plus b whole square. So we human understand that, but AI learns from the pattern. And when AI learns from the pattern, we also tells them that how good he is learning. So we are creating some benchmarks. So this topic, that's why I choose the exam. AI cannot cheat. So what do? We learn, we memorize, we also apply. So we have that thought process, both apply as well as memory together. So currently all our AI systems are memorizing. So when Swaroop was taking some reference, okay, it has memories coming, tools are coming, it's getting power. So it started memorizing. It learns the patterns. It sees that the data are coming, how the data is getting connected. That's how it is happening. So this exam which they choose that, okay, if a 5 year baby can do, or 5 year boy or girls can do, whether machines can do. So that's how this ARC exam has been defined. So humanity has been building this consistently, and they are putting a lot of benchmarks. So what is this benchmarks? Benchmarks is nothing but for your exam standards. You can tell that these exams to validate how it is working. But the good part is that when this exam happens, human scores 100%. Your best AI like Claude, Gemini, all those things, not even 1%. It's 0.5%. That's what I was showing here. If you see the result, it is very fascinating. Same result, humans are 100% with 776 pass. You see that Grok GPT 5.4. GPT 5.4, 5.5 is released this last week. So Gemini 3.1, you see that how pathetic is that. This simple game what I took just 10 seconds to play. So there is a challenge is that. So here, when there is no future prediction, there is no past details are there, still you are able to do a future predictions. So that is what we learned. Okay, that mapping we know, but this machine cannot do that. So that's why the majority of them are failed. So this interesting thing is that if you are building an algorithm or machine, and that can solve those 7 labels, you are entitled to get a $1 million. That's the prize money what they have put it. Okay, so that's where they say that the AI cannot cheat this exam. It's not memorizing and it can do that. So let's take small examples just to see that how you are engaged. When you hear an AI scored 90% on a math exam, what does that really mean for you? I mean, many times we saw that ChatGPT math score is 90%. He's ready for law exam. He's ready for IMO. So what exactly happening out of these 4? Which is the right answer? Any clue? AI understands the mathematics deeply. AI is very good. The AI is smarter than most human at math. AI can solve new maths. What do you think? Any questions? Any answers? Okay, so let me answer that. So this is where we are. So the AI is very good at specific exam, but may have seen similar questions before. That means it's taking the pattern, it learns from the past because we are training the model. So it knows that. So next question, a 5-year-old child and the world's most powerful AI both are shown a brand new visual puzzle. That's what I shown to you now. And neither has even seen before. Who does better? So I know the best guess. What should be your best guess from this?
Second one, the 5-year-old will do better.
Yeah. So you said that, right? But you put this to the machine, he will think. Okay. Because that's what our AGI comes to the picture, how this general intelligence comes to the picture. Take the next question. If today's AI can already write essays, pass bar exams, and generate code, why can't it solve these simple visual puzzles? Visual puzzles are much harder than text. It's
That
a
is general intelligence because
general intelligence.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's where it's the gap. So today's AI, which is talking, this more you can say memorized game. So it's a known pattern, it's known data. Somebody has asked that we almost wrote everything. We almost read everything which is available in the internet world. We train the model, which is not entirely correct. See, ChatGPT takes Reddits only where they have more than 2 likes. But if you see that there are many other places where the people do not like or like doesn't like or do not like it, still they have a information, they have a content which can be consumed. So there is still a lot of data, but that general understanding is still missing. Okay. Okay, so there is little bit more knowledge to this. What is this ARC AGI basically? So ARC AGI is basically it's a abstract and reasoning. So it goes to your I think many of you heard that Elon Musk always say that go to your first principle, go to your second principle, but he always emphasizes on the first principle. So inductive reasoning, deductive reasoning, how the reasoning works. I want to add a point here. So there are many people I saw. I also get this question that AI is not taking your job. Okay, AI is actually taking your role. Okay, that are one school of thought. Then second school of thought says that you guys are always telling you do upskill yourself, but the rate of change which has happened today, what I upskilled myself before itself applied, that skill is gone. What should I do? So those questions are still relevant for us. I was reading a very interesting article. It was written in 1986. You can see the topic name is Silver Bullet, written by Brooks. It's 30 years old, 40 years old paper, but it is very relevant things are there. What it is saying, whenever we inherit any problem, there are two ways to look into that. The problem itself is very complex and it requires harder thing to solve it. So problems inheritance is complex. Another thing is that when we scaffolding or we build things around it, like our software, like our hardware, we build complexity. So that is accidental complexity, or you can say that is the complexity which has been problem with our design. And what it happens year to year, we try to remove those frictions. So today also what AI we are seeing, AI is what is doing, is removing your frictions. Yesterday, day before yesterday, when you are writing an email, you are thinking, you are putting a pressure to your brain. So there was a friction happening, and that friction is your judgment. But now you go and you say that I want to write an email, my son is not good, and I have to tell that the teacher accept his falana reason and do that. So you are not putting that any friction. That is templates available. ChatGPT will give it to you nicely and you read it and okay, everything is fine, push it. So I'm coming back to this topic why this is somewhat which human has still a upper hand, that how the friction, how the judgment can make you relevant in this era. I cannot have an answer to that, what layoff is happening, how that is going to change, what job is going to be there. But still the relevant is that the friction, the thought process in your mind is still relevant. And that's going to be measured time to time with these various type of benchmark. So I was seeing that Satyabrata was giving some example on autonomous industry, how it is happening. So they have also various benchmarks. Somebody was telling level 3, level 4, level 5. So these are various benchmarks which is getting followed. These are few benchmarks like MMLU, GMS 8K, Human Eval. These are the benchmarks very commonly used. You open up any chat GPT's 5.5 or Gemini 3.1, you will see that this has been measured with this. But there is a caveat. So it's like that. I like that analogy from Swaroop when he was telling that you have so many books. The same materials as given to a coaching center people. There are few people are doing excellent, few people are. How the knowledge you are retrieving. So these models are getting validated, but there are still certain things which is missing, which is not satisfied by this AI. So that goes to this ARC AGI thought process, because these parts they are now doing very well because they knew this pattern so well, memorizing this so well. So they want something better to measure the capability of the AI. So this talk today is all about you are actually challenging AI, you are a dumb. You are not that which you are going to compete to the human. So this is where we are, the ARC AGI is coming. Any novel visual reasoning is coming, any puzzle is coming, how you are going to handle that. So where the machine is failing now very badly, but it's they are getting smarter. So what is happening the next? um Okay, so though I covered this part, but let me for a bigger understanding of the what is AI versus the G in between AI. So if you are doing anything today, let's say Gemini, your Chat GPT, your Bot, or anything what you are going to use, or even your now Google Map has also come with some extra informations. So all are your AIs currently. But where the AGI comes, when the AGI is going to see as a powerhouse for us. So it's like that when your email box is getting powerful enough, seeing that your son is missing a class for last 2 times and there is an action to be taken, informing to the father saying that okay, it's time to start talking to your son and you need to have these points. It's a complicated one. The simple one is that, okay, I'm seeing that my math subjects are what I'm reading it is, there is some methods to do that. Is that the best method? No. So we have to find out a better way. So that's where the approach is going to change. So you are putting your question the first principle. Instead of finding an answer, you are finding steps. That steps is deriving your end answer. So where that end answer reaches is a better answer than what you are going to have in the beginning. So that's your AGI is going to do that. In a simple term, today whatever you are doing it, it's more a pattern, a sequential activities, or a activity which has been choreographed. AGI, something which is not choreographed, it's just spontaneous, it's a fluid. So there is a situation came and you take an action. That intelligence you are putting into the machine. So that's why it's a called fluid intelligence to the AGI. Okay, so uh, for the time sake, I'm skipping some of the things. I will
I
put it that in the
I would think that right. AI can never be smarter whenever it comes to AGI because the way human brain is programmed by God, right? So there is something called IQ. So depending upon individual IQ, the reasoning problem, whatever is new reasoning problem that is not seen by both, human will always excel. I believe that's.
See, this machine is also getting created by human. So we are actually the creator and the destroyer of our own intelligence. So this we are talking today ARC AGI 3. This AGI, ARC AGI benchmarking started in 2019. Okay, when it was started, for 2019 to 2024, there was not much progress. Okay, the label 1 was remain same. Little enhancement happened. Label 2 is remain stagnant up to 2024. Okay, 2024, the introduction of your Omni GPT, Gemini 2 dot Flash, all those things. Suddenly, the ARC 2 gone away. Means they reached up to 80% accuracy level. So what I'm trying to tell you that it's a time. Means we are the creator, we are the destroyer. Means we know how this is required. We still know that how it is going to create a problem. I was going through a very interesting article which has happened recently for the Tencent. Tencent is the same company that Alibaba is the so-called parent company. So they have created a set of agents, right? And they left it at evening. Suddenly they got some alarms into their systems, and late night they found, and you see that the time what he's choosing, he found that he required certain memories, certain GPUs. He went bypassed the firewall, he blocked certain activities, literally I can say that he forcefully that he did some mining of the cryptocurrency, he started controlling that. So uh, to an extent it is scary, and to see that means AGI is not far. So it's a real problem is coming in few years. Okay, so we will discuss furthermore. That's what I was saying, that ARC AGI in
So,
2000.
Amit,
Yeah.
the good thing, I just wanted to add one thing. The good thing that you showed your title, and this is because in everything. The funny part is, do you know what happened in the Mythos benchmarking? So this benchmarking, as you saw, that this is for the visual representation. They also give SAT test. They give different um, tough exam test, which to further benchmarking. So for the SAT test, so what they gave Mythos that, hey, can you solve it? And the benchmarking was happening. And there are some website or the GitHubs where they have the solution for those. They are blocked. Okay. So because they are blocked, I'm talking, please. So they were blocked. They were blocked. So they are supposed to, and not blocked. Actually, they were encrypted. Okay. So all of a sudden, after 3 hours, they see that 80 million tokens has been consumed by Mythos, and they were clueless that what is happening. You know what Mythos was trying?
She's
Mythos
trying
was
to break.
trying to cheat.
Yeah.
So it was trying to break the RSA encryption to get that. And it was for all this time, for 3 hours, it could have solved the problem. But instead of solving the problem, which past it has done, it knew that there is the absolute correct answer. And it was trying to break the RSA encryption using 80 million tokens. And so
No,
the yeah, sorry,
I
go ahead.
no, I really miss you miss that point what I brought, that 10 cents case. I didn't read that Mythos story, but I heard similar story from the Mythos, like I think JP Morgan has started looking into all their vulnerability in last couple
No,
of
no, no. This is not about vulnerability or other type of things. Because no, actually, why I'm telling what you are saying is right, but at the same time, I was just trying to highlight that there is a gray line which you are also. I mean, we both are on the same page. That yes, it can. It do not have the capability, but why the Anthropic CEO and other people are like little bit now concerned. So the JP Morgan and other type of things, they are concerned because these mythos are so powerful, because the moment you just give them the what version is your software running, it would exploit, because it knows that in that version what are the exploits possible, and they are doing it. Because this is my life day in day out. I'm working 24/7 because of this type of issues, because we are public company and we are a lot of we have to protect a lot of IPs, and we are constantly under this type of things.
no agree.
But what I'm trying to say is actually what you actually and the I really liked your title, that exam AI cannot cheat, but actually that is not the case,
No,
unfortunately.
I said so. Some gentleman was asked that, right? Means we are the creator, we are the destroyer, right? So 2019, when this ARC AGI started, for 5 years it was no movement. So we thought that we are gaining upper hand. But 2024, this is that same first clue which was there. So when you see this picture, you can directly say that, okay, this is what is matching. So then it's the correct answer. But this which he has to select, the machine was gone mad. This was a 2019 game. So what exactly he's trying to do currently is this is the history what I was saying that ARC AIG is published 2019, then 2024. What happened to the Titan scrutiny? All those things we discussed. So what today's AI is basically do again. I want to touch base that mythos part. Why I said that these companies are vulnerable. See, when this type of powerful models comes, we say that they cannot cheat. Sometimes we have to eat our own words that you have to be careful that whether it's true or not. But these models are so powerful, they are really finding out their loopholes. They are saying that I can exploit it. So I'm seeing the other side of the story also. That means suddenly you see that because of the mythos, there are so many people are going to be resourceful or they will have a job that's to fix those vulnerability. Otherwise, those are going to be exploited. So when it is destroying the jobs, AI, same times it is also trying to create jobs. But we have always a position how many we can create through Claude, how many we can create ourselves. But that is a thin line.
That is true, but the way our Indian parents, right, go to SAT, get 1400 plus SAT score, then go computer science, find a job, right, and more than 100K. This goal is totally gone, right? So whatever is currently happening, they need not study computer science, electronics. They can be real art students also with logic. They also with the logical brain can be hired for those kind of stuff, right? So there is no silver bullet here, and that can guarantee you a 100K plus job. That is the biggest concern of all Indian parents.
So if you see that, that's why Manoj, Elon Musk has tweeted we should have a basic minimum wage, etc. But I think nobody is talking about it. But second thing is that these universities where we are putting so many dollars value to learn so many things, we do not know how it is going to be useful in coming years because the thought process is changing. And yeah, to be honest, if you think reading that programming is meaningful, answer is somehow no. It's not required. That data science, what we are bothering about, I mean, 2 years, 3 years ago, that if you have a data science degree to do that, but now those are we are doing in a click away through the cloud, put an MCP, everything is happening. I can tell you, one engineer who was doing my data science, we replicated entire thing in a Jupyter Hub within 15 days. Your job is go to Claude, you put a questions, it goes fetch all the data and do all the same analysis, all the feature engineering, all the output, all the diagram, all the beautification, what you are never do that and you take at least a week to do that. So you are right in that. I mean, we have to really think about it how the next education is going to happen. But you know, right? I see in the optimistic way. Though the other industrial revolutions has given the workforce to adjust, readjust, relearn, learn. AI doesn't give that. AI is jump is at least 4 5 steps than the previous revolutions, and by the time we are jumping for 2 steps, it has that 2 steps is gone from the bottom, so it's not existing. So we have to find out. We are a curious creature, and we will create a way to handle that. So
Currently, I am afraid that, right, the way fast we are losing jobs, and there is no activity in revising the curriculum from college, university, or government. So there will be huge gap of 5 to 6 years, where a lot of people will pass out and they won't have any job because
That is
those.
that is exactly the same. The universities have to redefine. I don't know why what is happening. I talked to few CEOs of startups. They're all saying that the universities need to revise their curriculums in US.
no, that's true. I mean, this debate actually there was a Khosla's, you know, right? That Khosla's VC. So he started this conversation 3 years ago. I mean, I think these universities should take it seriously. It may happen that the parents itself, they take a decision that we'll drop from the university. Let them go to this courses online and they learn that. I mean, or homeschooling and do that, because there is no significant advantage when you are putting 100K, 70K, 80K, and you are not getting anything other than that what you know, and you cannot use it. But we will discuss that topic one more time someday. Let me finish that part. But what is exactly happening? Why is happened in 2024 onwards? This specifically this large language models with reasoning capabilities actually happened. So I just took a small example to explain you and highlighting you that what is exactly happened when you put a question like, okay, what you do a analysis of my 10 days emails. So what it does basically, it does question, it does action. Before that action, it creates a intention understanding, then it breaks down that intention to some action, and what that action will reach to the goals or the objective or near to that objective he decides, then he started executing. We have a lot of models. I can tell you few of the Chinese models like Kim, DeepSeek, those are really good. You can put it in your laptop and they are really doing good. But at the same time, Claude is really good. 4.7, 5.5 is really good. Those models are now one step ahead of the things. So reasoning capability is really good. So the thing what you have to think when you are seeing that next time that somebody is scoring 80% is not actually a measure of your intelligence. Okay, so that's where the AGI comes and negate every other thought process. So what is the escape room they are putting us when we are seeing that ARC AGI, AGI 1, AGI 2, AGI 3 is doing it? So there are certain key parameters they are, or the dimensions they are looking into that. When I said that only for pictorial, but there is more to add into that. So in a state of puzzle, when they see that whether it can be applied to the environment, whether the information which is enough, we can do that. What is the stated objective, or you can say that imply or explicit objective, how you are going to handle. So those things are the clear signing part of the ARC AGI 3, the benchmark which see that how we are doing the AGI. Today we are seeing 5.5%. I'm pretty sure maybe 2 years down the line or maybe 1 year down the line that will be resides on 80% or 70%. So that's where it is going to do that. How it is related to your current work, day to work, everybody is talking about the agentic. So you should start thinking like Bikram was saying that, right? They have a work day, they are hiring agents. I was other day in a conference where they are saying that I am an engineer with a billion of tokens. Means that is my what is that called? My strength. Means they have given me 1 billion tokens and what I can do that. Okay. I was discussing ଆମ ସୁରେଶ ଭାଇ ସେ ମତେ କହୁଥିଲେ କି nowadays people are thinking that okay, if you doing a good something in your office, earlier we are getting a medal, some gift or something. Now they are saying that okay, you take 500 tokens, 1,000 tokens, 10,000 tokens. So what you can do the tokens? Why? Now because all is behind your agents. So everything is going to agents. So agent basically you take anything, it explores, then the models goes and find out what exactly you want to work. So it models your thought process, then it states a goal, and that goal is getting executed. So these four steps are the fundamental of whatever we do. I mean, that's how the general intelligence is getting done. Even a 5-year baby, he knows that if you are throwing something to him, his hand is coming, or that reflex is coming. Why that reflex is coming? Because there is a mental model is running behind it. Something is coming, it can hit him, it can hurt him, so that something is coming to that. So these important things is actually coming to the picture. So it is basically to tell you that AGI thought is no more a what is that called debated topic, that whether it's coming, not coming, when it is coming doesn't make sense. It is coming for sure. The better thing is that you prepare. The other way thing is that this type of algorithms benchmarks to show you that the industry has moved into that. So if you are saying that 2 years down the line what will happen, we don't know. But there is a constant progress is happening. So that's the whole motto, to bring you onto the speed. So it is happening. So I just that this is maybe the last part of the thought process. It's a mathematics, but basically what it is saying that suppose I want to do there is a scoring mechanism is there. So if I want to go to step A to step P, I have to go in 5 steps, and I'm going in that 5 steps, that I'm getting 100%. If I'm going that 5 steps instead of 5, I'm going 7%, 7 steps. So then my percentage is reduced by 20%. But for the AI, now that steps is just like noodles. He doesn't know where to go that. But it is not very far. So this score actually they quantified. So we are also a very peculiar animal. Everything we want to know by a mark. Okay, you score that, you mark that. Though we are debating that logic is important, the same time also we are quantifying that. So this score is basically saying that how a human or how you should do a correct way of achieving your goal versus how a machine is doing it and how accurately is doing it. So this when you will go through this slide deck, you can understand that. I don't want to spend time. So this is where the today's statistics lies. You see that average human is 100%, 5-year-old is 85%. My son, who is 11 years, he did it within 15 minutes, all the 7 levels without any hint. Nothing is there, and I shown him that these are the models, O3 Gemini, etc. They are all failing. He said that yes, they are dumb. So that's the answer what is given. So it's all good, but this happiness is also short-lived, like 2019 to 2020 for 5 years. So I think the way it is getting multiplied, maybe in 2 years, we will see that ARC AGI 3 is broken. So this is a final piece of the thing, why it is different. This mostly current is we are lying here. We have a working memory, we are emphasized memory, we are memorizing, we are understanding, everything is the AI is learning, we are giving our data, etc. All those things is happening. Where we are doing this, our agents are helping us putting a goals. Somehow we do that, maybe 5-7%. There are tons of papers are written. This causal reasoning where we are really struggling, but I don't think that we are far up apart from that. So these are the 3 things if we are seeing in the near days. And my sincere suggestion, and I also tell my own kids, see, don't focus on this memory, because AI is going to fulfill that. Where the AI will still struggle, you're defining a goal and supported by your reasoning. So the more time we spend on thinking, reasoning, learning, I 100% agree with Swaroop. You are telling that spend time on physics, spend time on math. The example what he has given, the ant colony, there is one LLM they are building, specifically Google is building on that ant colony principles for the optimization. So in near future you will see a lot of vertical models are coming. So one of them will be that. So that's pretty much from today's session. I have left these links here, ARC 1, ARC 2, ARC 3. Anytime you feel free, spend some time. It's amazing game, and you will celebrate the way humanity thinks through gamifications and how these gamifications are really changing the world. That's where we are closing. We are already out of our time. My apology if we are gone beyond the time, but this is a thought-provoking topic for all of us.
I will take just 30 seconds. So after watching this, all the presentations, I am thinking that today, in our days, studying engineering was guaranteeing a job. So nowadays, I think studying MSc Physics is better than studying computer science.
Absolutely.
Manaja ठीक कहले over last 2 years it seems mechanical engineering is getting more school ले so पिला माने बेसी apply करछन mechanical engineering.
Yeah, and that is safer, and physics also is better than MSc Physics will give you a lot of these theoretical stuff, right? That is used in AI context, right?
Yeah.
Building AI, patents, all the things. But all these applied jobs, coding and all, these are already gone, right?
It's gone.
So studying physics probably is a better idea than computer science.
The post-COVID era, the kids who are coming out of colleges specifically, it's a turmoil time for them.
Yeah.
They have to really think very different way because Claude is there, coding is no more required, documentation is no more required because it's all automatically happening. Then what they will do? Testing is no more existing as a vertical or horizontal, whichever way people take it has collapsed to the development. So your business requirement gathering, BA job, your development, your testing, all has been collapsed because of the cloud, codex, etc. So that is something we have to think through, and they are collapsing very fast. So
Utkal, I think there is a recommendation for you, right, as a community leader. So whatever the kind of, I think, internship are happening wherever ODL people are there, you gather the requirements and create a process, okay? Because you cannot uh, declare the email of these business leaders public, so that
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
everybody will
That's right.
start sending them. Okay, you create that internal process and create a buffer so that they are isolated from all these public emails. Okay.
Absolutely, body idea. I'll get working on
Yeah.
it. जन जन volunteer with our car. I think we can build it. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
okay, so it's good discussion, conversation.
Yeah.
And we require these conversations. We have to think about it. What is exactly for our future, for our kids? I think this is opening up for all of us.
Okay. Thank you, Amit. Thank you for this wonderful presentation. So at